Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as promised, I'm bringing you guys another version of my Dinosaur deck. This time it's the Shaddoll variant. As you all know, this is actually my favorite variant of Dinosaurs. And this is probably like my favorite deck of all time because, I just really love the pressure this deck can apply. I played this once at Regionals. This is actually when Firewall Dragon was still legal, and with the FTK, I did pretty well, but at one point I just decided to drop because I lost because of time twice, actually. So at that point, I just didn't feel like I should continue on. But anyway, like I said, this deck's pretty good. It's got a lot of crazy combos, and the Shaddolls just basically give the Dinosaurs a little extra power. Now, of course, you still want to use cards like Lost World because, the fact that you get to give your opponent a token and they can't target your monsters unless accept that token first, that's just one of the good things about this deck. So let me go and get started and show you what I got. Alright, so starting off with the main deck, I'm still running 3 copies of Tyranno. Since you do have plenty of dinosaurs in this deck, it's relatively easy to bring this monster out. Plus, you still run copies of Double Evolution Pill, so there's really no reason not to run this at 3. Next, 3 copies of Soul Eating Oviraptor. Another card you definitely need to run this at 3 of. It's Rhoda, Foolish Burial. It also brings back your dinosaur monsters if you pop a dinosaur on the field, in which case you can combo off with a token too, so Oviraptor definitely good. Next, 3 Miscellaneousaurs. You definitely need to boost up your defenses and play in a defensive strategy sometimes too, so Miscellaneousaurs definitely helps with that. Next, I'm only running 2 copies of Pankratops since, this is a going second deck, but Pankratops, I didn't feel like I needed any more than just 2 for this variant because, I still have cards like Petite Pteranodon in this deck, and it's really easy to turbo out. And plus, if I do manage to pull off Overtex Quatless's effect by shuffling back 5 dinosaurs, it's recyclable, so if it's banished, you can always bring it back later. For the 1-ofs, I'm running 1 Quatless, 1 Giant Rex, and like before, I'm running 1 of each of the babies, 1 Petite, Baby, and then Draciola for a tuner monster. And that's it for the dinosaur lineup. Let me go and move on to the next package. For my Shaddoll package, I'm running 1 Beast, just for draw power, and also either by sending it to the grave, or you can use its flip effect to draw 2, but discard 1. 1 Shaddoll Dragon, which if it's flipped, you can bounce back 1 monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. Or if this card is sent from to the grave by a card effect, you can target 1 spell or trap on the field and pop it. And of course, 1 Hedgehog to either search out the Shaddoll spell, or if it's sent from grave to the by a card effect, you can add a Shaddolls monster from your deck to your hand. So, pretty good. I decided to play the best ones. I wanted to run Falco, but I just didn't have the room for it, so just as long as you have these 3, you should be just fine. I also had to cut down on hand traps, so I'm only running 6 in this variant. 3 Nibiru like before, and of course 3 Ash Blossom. You definitely want to run these mostly, so yeah. Alright, so now we're moving on to spells. Since this is a Shaddoll variant, of course you got to run 3 copies of Shaddoll Fusion. Really excellent card, especially if you're going second. If your opponent has an extra deck monster, you can use materials from your deck instead, but it's just polymerization overall. But yeah, Shaddoll Fusion, you definitely want this to go through, so just be wary of cards like Ash Blossom. Try to bait it out if you can. So yeah. Next, 3 Fossil Dig, just to search out your dinosaur monsters, so definitely want this to go through, and it's not once per turn either, so it's really busted. 3 Lost World, again, if you summon a dinosaur, you get to give your opponent a token, which half the time you can save it too. If you use Oviraptor effect, combo it off with Lost World, you could pop 1 of your babies instead, just to get another free dinosaur. 2 Double Evolution Pill, again, never any reason to run this at 3. If this gets ashed, the card becomes dead and you basically neg 3. 2 copies of Twin Twisters. This deck's biggest problem is actually back row heavy strategy, so and the fact that you're going blind second, you definitely want to use Twin Twisters in this deck. 1 Terraforming, and then lastly, 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. That's 40 cards. Now we're moving on to the extra deck. Starting off with the Fusion monsters, I'm running Il Shaddoll Construct. I'm really glad this card's back at 3. I really can't wait for that Shaddoll Structure deck either. I already know what I can do with that deck, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, the best one is actually going to be Il Shaddoll Winda. If you pull this card out, your opponent's going to have a hard time beating over this thing because it can't be destroyed by card effects, and you can only special summon once per turn, so Il Shaddoll Winda, definitely busted. course, we got Shaddoll Shekinaga, which negates effects as long as you have a Shaddol card in your hand. And Shaddoll Gristo, which negates any inherent summon as long as you have a Shaddol card in your hand. Which is why I like Fusion, because like Fusion is recyclable because of these Fusion monsters. So Shaddol Fusion is never entirely dead in this deck. So, yeah. Alright, so for Link monsters, of course I'm running one Link Karibo since I still got Jirakiolo. Lambda is just a generic Link 2. One Pentastag, Topologic Trisbana, and of course, Borosword Dragon. Alright, and now for the XCs, got Dolka, Lagia, Dweller, number 60, and Gustav Max, and the only synchro I'm actually running in this deck is still going to be Chinbaro, just because it's the best one for this deck. So, yeah, that's really all there is to say. And for the side deck, it's exactly the same as the last one. I'm still running 3 Artifact Lancia to deal with Orcus and Thunder, Ghost Sister against the combo heavy decks, Dark Ruler no more. It's actually one of the best cards to use against the Pendulum matchup. 3 Shared Ride, and lastly, 3 Evenly Matched for the Sky Striker matchup. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Really hope you guys enjoyed this, and as always, I'll catch you guys again next time.